Hello, welcome to our channel. We appreciate each and every one of you. We have some distressing news about the Second Amendment. 140 demons, Democrats from the Democratic Party, have sent a letter to the VA demanding that the VA declare all veterans as mentally unstable. Therefore, their guns will be taken away. Probably, since affirmative action hit, probably 20% of the police force is now a veteran. Are you going to take your own guns away?
How do they establish if the veterans are mentally unstable? How can they prove that?
Well, first of all, if you get health care, but secondly, remember, the VA is here to suck the system dry. So I've had an appointment with the VA every 6 months, even though I haven't been there for almost 5 years. They've had an appointment with me every 6 months with appointment notes.
But how do they tell? How do they?
They just declare you as, if you are a VA patient, they declare you as mentally unstable.
Okay.
Or they can send out a blanket letter that says you're a veteran, therefore you're mentally unstable. Pocahontas said all veterans are mentally unstable. When they go to court, they're considered mentally unstable. If I go to court as an ambassador, the judge is killed. So does that make me mentally unstable? Because 2 federal judges and a U.S. attorney told me that if I go to court, the judge is killed? So I'm a veteran. You got to seize my weapons, you little pigs in Congress, run by the CIA payoffs. You going to seize my weapon as a veteran? As a veteran? You're all Masons. I'm a Knight of Malta. Weapons. Yeah, I got a little 22. Whoopee. Gee, I don't know what happened to the rest of them. Must have given them away.
Yep.
So the VA is planning to send out a letter that says all veterans are mentally disabled. And if you don't take our mind-altering drugs, they've already told me, the doctor at the VA has already told me, if you don't take the mind-altering drugs, you get no health care at the VA. If you go to the hospital as a 100% disabled vet, unless you have a patient representative standing right there, and even if you have that, the VA may not pay it. It turned out that the $3,610 I owed to the collection agency started with the VA not paying a bill they promised to pay from the 11th to the 27th of September 2022. They lied. They never paid it. So the VA took care of that for me. There are some good people at the VA. They're just overwhelmed by the satanic practicing heads of the VA, which is why the directors of the VA can't sit in the same room as I'm in. They get all edgy and start squirming because they're part of Satan's task force. So for them to put out a letter that says you're considered mentally disabled to every veteran in this country is not inconceivable. But remember, we are American citizens with our constitutional rights. And no foreignly owned private corporation operating on American soil can take our weapons away. It says quite clearly in the Constitution, and that's what I go by, in the Constitution, you freaks and creeps in the Biden administration. It says quite clearly, you libtards, are you ready for this? The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Shall not be infringed. The freedom of speech shall not be infringed. No soldiers shall be kept in your house at time of war. Right of the people to be secure in their persons and papers shall not be infringed. When a SWAT teams bust your door down and destroy your home and smash all your windows to seize your property, that is illegal. We're being run by a bunch of tyrants, run by the NAZIS that were brought over here in 1945 and 46 under Operation Paperclip. That's why we have all these departments and agencies that didn't exist when I was a kid. That's why we didn't have crime when I was a kid. It's all run by the NAZIs, which are now releasing the criminals into the streets. More gunshots. Highest crime rate in the country is about 1 mile that way. Highest burglary rate, highest murder rate, highest shooting rate. If someone gets a gunshot wound in the Puget Sound, they take them right over to this hospital because we have so many gunshot wounds. So what are you cops going to do when they start taking your guns away because you're a veteran? You going to obey those orders? Or are you going to come when you call? Because if a SWAT team comes to your front door, you dial 911. It's state law in every state. If someone comes to your door that's armed, dial 911. And let the police figure this one out. because that's your duty. So what are you going to do? I ask the tough questions for you. What are you going to do when they start taking your guns away, police? Because that's what the assistant director of the DOD says. We got to take the cops' guns away. What are you going to do? God bless. Thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow.